What's going on, everybody? Tanner Weidman of the Barbarian Today I've got for you an insane 4 exercise only, dumbbell shoulder only workout routine. We're gonna be hitting the anterior, medial, and posterior head. Hey man, if you're looking to get those shoulders to pop like a cannonball, this is the routine that you definitely wanna try. So without further ado, let's get the hell into it. Exercise number 1, we're gonna be getting some isodynamic lateral raises for 4 sets of 10 repetitions. Now, the primary area that I feel is responsible for developing those big, thick bowling ball shoulders is the medial head of your delt, the most often underdeveloped area of every guy's shoulders that really gives you that capped look if you were to look straight on at somebody. So with the isodynamic lateral raise, we're going to be targeting specifically that medial head, and we're going to be able to significantly increase the time under tension. So with your torso straight up, you'll begin by bringing both dumbbells up simultaneously, and then while holding one of the arms up with the tension remaining on the medial head, you'll begin to bring down the opposing arm in a controlled tempo, alternating between which arm stays up in the fully shortened position. You'll get 10 repetitions on the right arm and 10 repetitions on the left arm, totaling 20 total repetitions per set. Mistake number 1 to avoid incorporating the traps too much and performing a shrugging motion as you're lifting the weight up. Focus on keeping your shoulders depressed during every repetition to keep the exercise focused on that medial head. Mistake number 2, as always, cheat reps. Doing the exercise this way will incorporate several other muscles to lift the weight, including momentum, and make the exercise incredibly ineffective for your deltoids. So with a slight bend in your arms, focus on a controlled tempo and aim to have the dumbbells parallel with the floor to hit the medial head. When you start to externally rotate and your thumbs come up, you'll find you'll actually hit more of the anterior deltoid. Exercise number 2, we've got the lean away dumbbell lateral raises for 4 sets of 12 repetitions. Now, what's great with this exercise is that you're able to really load up the top of the range of motion with an incredible amount of tension on that medial head while it's maximally shortened. With your traditional lateral raise where you're standing vertically, you'll find that you're not able to get this type of tension. Mistake number 1, again, incorporating the traps on every repetition and performing a shrug while lifting the weight up. This deals a lot more of the load to the traps and removes a significant amount of tension from the medial deltoid. Keep your scapula depressed on every rep. Mistake number 2, again, the external rotation, which points your thumbs up to the sky, thus incorporating more of your anterior deltoid and less of your medial head, as well as cheat repetitions with minimal time under tension. Aim to keep your dumbbells parallel with the ground on every repetition and imagine your medial head shortening and contracting while you're lifting the weight up. This mental image will help with developing more mind-muscle connection. Exercise number 3, overhead dumbbell press with 3-second negatives. We're going to get 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. Now, it's no surprise that I love adding in slower negatives, and the reason I love them is because outside of the benefit of obviously increasing your time under tension, you'll be more focused on performing every repetition with as good as form as possible to really put your muscles under the appropriate tension. Now, you can perform this while you're standing, and it is a great way to incorporate your core. However, for today's example, we'll be looking at performing these seated so we can really keep our mind focused on nailing the form. Mistake number 1, connecting or clanking the dumbbells together at the top of the range of motion. This removes a lot of the load off of the lever arm and makes the exercise significantly less challenging. Keep those dumbbells shoulder width apart to increase the difficulty of the exercise. Mistake number 2, half repetitions. If I had $1 for every time I saw someone performing half reps because they simply didn't have the strength to lift the weight that they grabbed, I'd be a very rich man. Choose an appropriate weight. Oftentimes, I'll find I'm using a lighter weight in the gym than most other guys with far less muscle mass and strength than me. And my results, they speak for themselves. So instead of deciding to be the guy lifting heavier weight, opt instead to be the guy who gets better results. While keeping the dumbbells at shoulder width, press the dumbbells up and mentally envision your deltoids contracting while pushing the weight up. Once at the top of the range of motion, bring those dumbbells down with a 2 to 3 second negative and really feel the burn as you're promoting as much micro muscle tears as possible. The negative portion of an exercise is primarily responsible for micro muscle tears, and these tears are what the body handles by repairing and growing your muscle tissue, resulting in you growing a larger set of shoulders. In other words, respect the negatives. Exercise number 4, we've got the modified rear delt rows. We're gonna be getting 3 to 4 sets of 20 repetitions. Now, if there's one thing that I can attribute rear delt growth to, it's volume. High repetitions of 20 are ideal. I've even seen some pro bodybuilders and trainers recommend 30 plus repetitions to really blast the rear delts. Now, while performing this exercise, we're focused on getting a truly maximal shortening of the rear delt, and we can do that best by actually getting our elbow to go behind our torso. This is why I often perform an exercise like this to a traditional rear delt fly. Now, our grip here is going to be unique. We're in between a neutral and supine grip, with that palm externally rotated on about a 45-degree angle. This external rotation will be great at helping us to maximally shorten that rear delt. Mistake to avoid: allowing your mid-trap to dominate the movement by retracting the scapula on each repetition. When performing the exercise this way, you'll diminish the effectiveness of the movement. Focus on minimizing scapular retraction and think about primarily moving at the shoulder joint. With this exercise, I love to add in about a half of a second of an isolation hold at the peak of the contraction to really hammer the rear delt with as much tension as possible. Keep your arm at about a 45-degree angle from your torso, maybe even a bit shorter of an angle, so you can minimize the roll of the lat, because if you have your arm close to the torso, that's really going to incorporate the lat and minimize the roll of the rear delt. So there you guys go. That completes today's shoulder only 4 exercise workout routine. Apply that one. Let me know how it works for you. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, then be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know exactly what this is, just so I can see who made it this far, and also so we can confuse everybody else in the comment section when they say, why is everybody commenting BCAAs in the comment section? Hey, if you're looking for any of my dumbbell workout programs, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be going through that during the COVID times, we've got the Dumbbell Beast, Dumbbell Program Lite. There's a myriad of other dumbbell programs. Then head to the link that's down in my description. Try out Barbarian Body All Access for free for 7 days. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to smash that like button down below. And also be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Thanks so much for joining me. See you in the next video.